Hey guys, it's Lucas and welcome to my kitchen. Today on the chopping block, I've got World Chalice. For your appetizer, here are the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. The first strength is that there's a very high ceiling to your plays. You're basically not limited in any way, unlike other decks. You end on boards that are almost impossible to out. Not many decks can put up live Firewall, Trigate, and Gumblar for 4. Another great benefit is that it gets better the more links are released. So as the years go on, the deck just keeps getting better and better. There are tons of 2 cards and 1.5 card combinations for this deck, and it's almost immune to draw and lock, so that's great. For weaknesses, Veiler and Impermanence are big weaknesses. Unfortunately, the deck plays about 8 Garnets, so it breaks very often, and it's one of the most difficult decks to play. So, next up, we're serving you Venus Spaghetti with 3 Shine Meatballs. So this card combos with any monster or 2 monsters for a little bit better play. It's really weak to Effect Failure, Ghost Ogre, Impermanence, and Gamma, because they'll just negate it and destroy it, and then you lose. However, it's basically immune to Ash Blossom. So another plus to this card is that you can draw the Shine Balls, and it's not the end of the world. And they're somewhat useful on their own as just a normal monster, just special summon with Link Spider. For Garnets, you have to play 3 Shine Balls, obviously, and then for your Sort combo, you have to play Eva and 2 Light Fairies. Alright, next up is your beverage. That will be GenX Undying. It combos with Lee and any monster, as well as World Chalice. And once we get Needle Fiber, it combos with Guard Dragon as well. It's weak to the same hand traps as Venus, but it unfortunately requires 2 Garnets, so it's not that great. But it is worth it. It is very worth it, because without it, we're not running enough starters. Even if it gets Ash or Impermanence, you still get to send your Rosnick since it's a cost, so that's great. You have to play Controller and Rosnicks, of course, and then the same Garnets for Summon Sort. In your extra deck for this card, you have to play Reproducus, Link Spider, Trigate, and a Nightmare. Alright, next combo starter is Brilliant Fusion. So this requires just any monster and Brilliant Fusion, so it's one of the most versatile starter cards in the deck. It's a huge consistency boost, and it's really good for this deck. It basically gets you everything you need. It searches Lee and gives you second normal summon and 1 card, which is crazy. It does get stopped by Ash Blossom, Veiler, Ghost Spell on the Lee, and then if you draw Garnet. So you have to play Garnet, obviously. So here's some math on why you only play 1 Garnet ever. So you only have a 3.5% chance to draw both, which is pretty low. It's within, 4%, which is great. But you have a 12.5% to draw Garnet. If you play 2, it's almost 25%. So you're sacrificing like 12% consistency for a lower chance to draw 2 dead cards when you don't want to draw Garnet ever. So only play 1. Alright, so our last interesting card is Draconet. So, Draconet combos with World Legacy, World Chalice, and Transmodify, and maybe Guard Dragon, I'm not quite sure yet. It's a last resort starter, so if you don't have anything else, you use this card. It adds that little bit of consistency to make the deck over 90% consistent, so it's pretty strong. Basically what you do with it is just bring it out, Shine Ball, and then it's an extra Transmodify target. or you can combo it with World Legacy World Chalice. So it has no garnets, that's a huge plus. It's weak to like every hand trap, but that's okay. Alright, so for our dessert, we have Magical Midbreaker Field. So this card is pretty cool in this deck. It makes Venus completely immune to all hand traps, and it's good to protect your Sorceress and Firewall from, you know, Ghost Ogre. It's also good to stop them from bouncing your cards with Soquicious, and then using the effect of Protocol to pop your cards. It also stops danger completely from interrupting you during your turn. Unfortunately, if you play this card, you can't use your live Firewall during their turn. But if you draw an extra monster, you can special summon it to their field with Sork, and then send both with Ningirsu. So that's kind of a cool combo. Alright, so last but not least, here's the deck profile. So we're running the max number of most of our starters, except for Draconet, because it's basically worthless. We're playing One Shade Brigandine, that's something interesting, because it kind of somewhat protects you from hand traps, and is an extender. Our extra deck is completely filled with requirements for combos. The only flex spot I would say is Trigate, but it's possible there may be something better, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't change the extra deck at all. For the main, Garnet's required. Chosen can be any normal monster of your choice. Controllers required. Shine Balls, World Legacy, World Chalice are required. Rosnix is required. Free Venus is required. I only play Draconet at 2 because you don't really want to draw it, and I think that's exactly the right number given the math. Undying is a good starter, so we play 3. Heralds are required. Lee is just a good card and combos with other cards, so you play it. Evo's a combo piece, so you need it. Guard Dragon as well. Transmodify adds a little bit of consistency, so we play that. And then the rest is basically pretty self-explanatory. The only interesting thing I would say from this list is in the side deck, and that is there can be only one. It's basically a reverse rivalry, and this deck can make pretty good use of it because it basically shuts down Goki Altergeists completely while you're fine. So that's all for this video. There'll be more combos coming soon. Thanks for watching.